Swai fish, a name that might not ring a bell for everyone, but let me tell you, this little gem from the Mekong River is something special. Known also as pangasius, or Vietnamese catfish, swai fish is a freshwater marvel that swims through the waters of Southeast Asia, particularly the Mekong River, which flows like a lifeline through Vietnam and neighboring countries. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, oh, just another fish, let me share why swai fish deserves a moment in the spotlight. First off, let's talk about its flavor. Swai fish has this mild, slightly sweet taste that just melts in your mouth. The texture? Tender and flaky, making it incredibly versatile in the kitchen. You can fry it, grill it, or steam it, and it pairs beautifully with bold flavors like lemongrass, ginger, and chili. These are staples in Vietnamese cuisine, and when you combine them with swai, you're in for a treat. Imagine biting into a perfectly grilled piece of swai, kissed by the smokiness of the grill and layered with the zesty punch of fresh herbs. It's like a flavor explosion that transports you straight to the vibrant streets of Vietnam. Now, let's take a step back and appreciate the Mekong River itself. This isn't just any river, it's a vital artery for millions of people. It supports diverse ecosystems and sustains livelihoods through fishing and agriculture. The river is teeming with life, and swai fish is just one of the many species that thrive in its waters. It's fascinating to think about how this river, flowing through countries like Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos, is not just a geographical feature, but a cultural cornerstone. It's where fresh ingredients come from, forming the backbone of Vietnamese cuisine. Imagine the bustling markets along the riverbanks, where fishermen bring in their daily catch, and farmers sell their fresh produce. That's the heart of it all. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. Vietnam has this rich culinary tapestry woven with threads of history, especially from its time as a French colony. For nearly a century, French influence seeped into Vietnamese culture, and what emerged is a beautiful blend of flavors and techniques. Think about it. Baguettes, coffee, and pâté were all introduced by the French, but the Vietnamese took these elements and made them their own. This fusion gave birth to iconic dishes like banh mi sandwiches, which are basically French baguettes stuffed with a delightful medley of meats, pickled vegetables, and fresh herbs. And let's not forget about café suada, that sweet, creamy Vietnamese iced coffee that has become a global sensation. Now, picture this: a banh mi with swai fish. Yes, you heard me right. Imagine biting into a crusty baguette filled with perfectly grilled or fried swai, topped with crunchy pickled veggies, a handful of fresh herbs, and a drizzle of creamy mayonnaise. It's a stunning example of how two culinary worlds can collide and create something extraordinary. You get the freshness of Vietnamese flavors combined with the classic French technique of using a baguette. It's not just a meal, it's a celebration of cultural exchange on a plate. But let's not stop there. How about pan-seared swai with beurre blanc? This dish takes the mildness of swai and elevates it with a rich French butter sauce. Serve it with rice or noodles, and you've got a meal that's both comforting and sophisticated. It's a dish that tells a story of blending traditions, of taking something local and giving it a French twist. And for those who love soups, consider swai in a French-Vietnamese fusion soup. Picture this: a harmonious blend of Vietnamese pho and French bouillabaisse, featuring tender swai fillets, aromatic herbs, and a tomato-based broth. It's a warm, inviting bowl that wraps you in flavors and stories from two culinary worlds. So, why does all this matter? It's a beautiful reminder of how geography and history shape our food. Swai fish, sourced from the Mekong, seasoned with vibrant Vietnamese spices, and elevated by French culinary techniques, showcases the creativity that arises from cultural exchange. It's not just about eating, it's about understanding the connections that bind us through food. Every bite tells a story, and every dish is a journey through time and tradition. So, the next time you see swai fish on a menu or at the market, remember the rich history and the vibrant cultures that come together to create something truly special.